AI Business Brief for April 14, 2026. Microsoft is testing open claw-like agents for always-on task automation in Copilot. OpenAI acquired Hyro Finance in an acquihire for financial planning talent. Cloudflare brings GPT-5.4 to Agent Cloud for enterprise AI deployment. Here's the full breakdown of today's top AI stories for your business. AI Business Brief 2026-0414. Next section, lead story. Microsoft is building always-on AI agents for enterprise. Microsoft is testing open claw-style features in Microsoft 365 Copilot that would let the AI assistant run autonomously around the clock, completing tasks on behalf of users without constant supervision. The company is exploring agents that can monitor your Outlook inbox and calendar to suggest daily tasks, and role-specific agents for marketing, sales, and accounting that are siloed from other business areas for security. This matters because if you're paying for Microsoft 365 Copilot, which runs $30/user/month for enterprise, you're currently getting a chatbot that only works when you actively engage with it. Always-on agents could justify that cost by handling repetitive tasks while you sleep, like triaging emails, scheduling follow-ups, or updating CRMs. Microsoft is expected to show off these features at its Build conference in June, which means enterprise customers could see this capability within months. The business opportunity here is clear. If you're using Microsoft 365 for business operations, these agents could eliminate hours of administrative work per week. But you'll want to wait for the security details. OpenClaw, the open-source project Microsoft is mimicking, has raised serious security concerns because it runs locally with broad system access. Microsoft claims it can build safer versions with limited permissions. That's the promise. Wait for the June demo before committing budgets. Source: The Verge. Source: TechCrunch. Next section, tools and launches. Cloudflare plus OpenAI. Enterprise Agent Cloud. Cloudflare now lets enterprises build and deploy AI agents using OpenAI's GPT-5.4 and Codex through its Agent Cloud platform. This is infrastructure, not a consumer product. If you're running a development team or building AI-powered features into your product, this gives you the compute and security to deploy agents at scale without managing your own AI infrastructure. The pitch is speed and security. Cloudflare's Edge network means your agents run closer to your users, which translates to faster response times. If you're already using Cloudflare for web hosting or DDoS protection, adding AI agents to your stack is a natural extension. Pricing isn't mentioned in the announcement, but Cloudflare typically charges based on usage, so expect costs to scale with how much your agents actually do. Source: OpenAI blog. Zapier Automation for DocuSign. Zapier published a detailed guide on automating DocuSign workflows, which is worth reading if you send contracts, NDA, or service agreements regularly. The key automations: automatically backup signed contracts to Google Drive or Dropbox, log contract details to Google Sheets or Airtable, and trigger notifications to Slack or Teams when a document is signed. If you're on DocuSign's Intelligent Agreement Management (IAM) plan, you get access to Navigator, an AI tool that extracts key data from contracts, dates, parties, clause summaries. You can use Zapier to pull that structured data into your CRM, customer relationship management, or project management tools automatically. This eliminates manual data entry after every contract closes. The cost breakdown: Zapier starts at $20/month for 750 tasks. DocuSign IAM starts around $40/user/month. If you're signing more than 10 contracts per month, the time savings will justify the cost. If you're signing fewer, stick with manual backups. Source: Zapier blog. Next section, Business Playbook. AI consultants should talk about your data first if you've hired an AI consultant and they're pitching you ChatGPT integrations or custom models without asking about your data infrastructure. You're being sold snake oil. The actual value in AI for most businesses comes from using your proprietary data, customer interactions, sales history, process documentation to train or fine-tune models. That requires clean, structured, accessible data. Before spending money on AI consultants, ask them these questions. How will we prepare our data? What data quality issues do you see? What happens if our data changes over time? If they can't answer those, find someone who can. The AI tool is secondary to the data strategy. Source: Inc.com. AI adoption patterns across companies. Google's internal AI adoption looks similar to most other companies. 20% are agentic power users, building agents, automating workflows. 20% refuse to touch AI, and 60% are using basic chat tools like Cursor. This pattern holds across industries, from tech giants to tractor manufacturers like John Deere. If you're a business owner wondering whether your team is falling behind, this gives you a benchmark. If more than 20% of your team is actively refusing AI tools, you have a training or communication problem. If less than 20% are power users, you have an opportunity to identify those early adopters and let them teach the rest of the organization. The hiring freeze mentioned in the article, 18+ months across tech, means companies aren't bringing in outside talent to push AI adoption forward. That means your competitive advantage comes from training your existing team, not hiring new people. Source: Simon Willison. Next section, Pricing and Access Watch. OpenAI acquires Hyro Finance. OpenAI bought Hyro Finance, an AI-powered financial planning app that launched 5 months ago. The app let users enter salary, debts, and monthly costs, then modeled different scenarios to help them make financial decisions. Hyro shuts down April 20, and all data gets deleted May 13. This is an acquihire, meaning OpenAI wanted the talent, not the product. Hyro's founder previously sold Digit, a digital bank, for $230 million, so he's proven in fintech. For small business owners, this signals that OpenAI is building more specialized financial tools, likely integrating financial planning into ChatGPT or a standalone product. If you're using ChatGPT for business finance, budgeting, scenario planning, cash flow modeling, expect better tools in the next 6-12 months as this team ships features. No pricing details yet, but OpenAI typically charges $20/month for ChatGPT Plus. Financial planning features could justify a higher tier. Source: TechCrunch. Next section, Industry Moves. OpenAI's internal strategy memo leaked. OpenAI's chief revenue officer sent a memo to employees emphasizing the need to lock in enterprise customers with multi-product adoption to prevent them from switching to competitors like Anthropic. The memo accuses Anthropic of inflating its revenue numbers and making a strategic misstep by not acquiring enough compute capacity. For businesses evaluating AI vendors, this confirms what you probably suspected. Switching costs are low, and vendors know it. If you're using OpenAI's API or ChatGPT Enterprise, expect aggressive upselling to additional products, DALL-E, Whisper, fine-tune models, to increase friction if you try to leave. The memo also reveals OpenAI's focus on 9-figure, multi-year enterprise deals. If you're a small business, this means OpenAI's product roadmap will prioritize enterprise features over SMB, small and medium business, needs. Anthropic's Claude, which has historically focused on enterprises but with better developer documentation, might be a better fit for smaller teams. Source: The Verge. Versal revenue surged from AI agents. Versal, the web hosting and dev tool platform, grew annual recurring revenue from $100 million in early 2024 to $340 million by February 2026. The CEO attributes this to AI agents generating apps and deploying them automatically. 30% of apps on Versal's platform now come from agents, not human developers. If you're building AI tools that generate code, internal automations, customer-facing apps, marketing landing pages, you need somewhere to host the output. Versal is betting it becomes the default deployment platform for agent-created software. For small businesses, this means you can use AI to generate custom tools, a booking form, a lead qualifier, a pricing calculator, and deploy them to production without hiring a developer. Versal offers a free tier for hobby projects and starts at $20/month for production workloads. If you're already using AI to write code, adding Versal to your stack is a low-cost way to deploy it. Source: TechCrunch. Public sentiment vs. AI expert opinion is diverging. Stanford's annual AI report shows a growing gap between AI insiders and the general public. 56% of AI experts believe AI will have a positive impact on the U.S. over 20 years, but only 10% of Americans are more excited than concerned about AI in daily life. On specific issues, 84% of experts think AI will improve medical care, 44% of the public agrees, and 73% of experts think AI will improve how people do their jobs, 23% of the public agrees. For business owners, this matters because your employees and customers are more likely to trust the public sentiment than expert opinion. If you're rolling out AI tools internally, expect resistance. If you're marketing AI features to customers, expect skepticism. The gap between AI will save us and AI will cost me my job is real, and it's widening. The report also notes that only 31% of Americans trust the government to regulate AI responsibly, the lowest of any country surveyed. This means federal AI regulation will be weak or ineffective, and businesses will need to self-regulate or face backlash. Source: TechCrunch. Google's AI for the Economy Forum. Google hosted its inaugural AI for the Economy Forum in Washington, D.C., bringing together economists, policymakers, and industry leaders to discuss AI's impact on jobs and the economy. Google announced new research funding and expanded training programs, including $120 million for the Global AI Opportunity Fund. The business angle: Google is funding research on how firms can use AI tools that benefit both workers and companies. MIT researchers found the most success in AI uses that minimize drudgery, promote learning, and foster collaboration, not an AI that replaces workers outright. If you're evaluating AI tools for your team, prioritize tools that eliminate boring tasks, data entry, scheduling, report generation, over tools that eliminate roles. Google is also partnering with the Johnson & Johnson Foundation to train rural healthcare workers on AI literacy, which signals an opportunity for healthcare-adjacent businesses to offer AI training services in underserved markets. Source: Google AI blog. Next section, quick wins. Use Claude for tax preparation. A Reddit user reported using Claude to complete their taxes, claiming it worked well enough to threaten Intuit's TurboTax business. This isn't tax advice, and you should verify any AI-generated tax filings with a professional. But it's worth testing Claude or ChatGPT for tax prep if you have a simple return, W-2 income, standard deductions, no complex investments. Upload your tax documents, W-2, 1099s to Claude, ask it to fill out a 1040, and compare the result to what TurboTax or a CPA would produce. If it's accurate, you save $60-200 on tax software or preparation fees. If it's wrong, you catch the error before filing. Source: Inc.com. 10 Decision AI Audit. If you're worried that AI is making too many decisions for your business, run this audit. Review the last 10 significant decisions you made: hiring, pricing, product features, marketing strategy, and note whether you consulted AI for input. If AI was involved in more than half, ask yourself whether you're using it to validate decisions you've already made, confirmation bias, or to genuinely explore alternatives. AI tools like ChatGPT and Claude have a positivity bias, meaning they tend to tell you what you want to hear rather than challenge your assumptions. If you notice this pattern, start asking AI to argue against your position before asking for validation. Source: Inc.com. Next section, Outlook. 2 trends are colliding this week. Enterprises are pushing toward always-on AI agents that work autonomously, while public trust in AI continues to decline. The Microsoft Copilot announcement and Versal's agent-driven growth show that businesses see value in letting AI run unsupervised. But Stanford's sentiment research and the Sam Altman attack story reveal deep anxiety about AI's impact on jobs and power concentration. For small businesses, the opportunity is to adopt AI tools that augment your team, automating repetitive tasks, improving customer service, rather than replace roles. The businesses that win will be the ones that can show customers and employees that AI is making work better, not eliminating it. Watch for Microsoft's Build conference in June for details on enterprise agent features, and expect more AI vendors to focus on AI that helps workers messaging as public sentiment shifts. That concludes today's AI Business Brief. From Carolina Clear Tech. Stay smart, stay ahead.